Hello everyone, it's me, Beppo. You know what time it is. We're back with Baking with Beppo Season 2. However, there will be some notable changes this time. For one, no longer will it only be things that I've already made. I will also be making things I've never even tried before, like today. And I'll be having people on that are going to teach me how to make things. So hopefully it'll be a lot more fun with a mix of things that I already know combined with me learning and being taught by others. So anyways, let's get started for today, shall we? So today we're going to be making a Scottish tablet. A bit of a history lesson for it. The earliest recorded record of Scottish tablet comes from the early 1700s in a book called The Household Book of Lady Grisel Balliet. I hope I pronounced that right. The original recipe called for only cream and sugar. However, we're substituting that cream out for butter, whole fat milk, and sweetened condensed milk. I hope you like sugar because we're going to be starting by adding 4.5 cups of sugar to a large pot. Trust me, the pot needs to be big. You will understand why later. Next, we add 1 cup of whole milk. And pour that on in there. Put on medium heat and start stirring until it's all dissolved and mixed in. Oh, this is going to be atrocious to do while holding a camera. Until it's all dissolved and smooth. Now might be a good time to mention we will be stirring consistently this entire time. So I hope you're really good at stirring because you're going to be doing it for a while. I just love stirring. Stirring is my passion. I just realized this is called Baking with Beppo. Yet not a single time on this series have I put a single thing into the oven. It's only ever been things on the stovetop or like ice cream maker. What should I bake? I mean, I feel like I kind of have to with a name like Baking with Beppo. Also, in response to the UCO story, my favorite movie is Airplane. It's a really good movie. We're slowly getting there. It should be, by the time we finish with this step, it will be smooth. So we'll have all those sugar particles gone. This is quite an arm workout, sitting here stirring this. But we do need to have a can of sweetened condensed milk at the ready. I have mine sitting right over there. So we'll have that ready because when this is all fully smooth, no more sugar particles in it, we're going to pour in that sweetened condensed milk, we're going to add it, and we're going to bring it up to a boil. Make Scottish tablet, they said. It'll be fun, they said. You won't want to whisk your arm off, they said. And in goes the sweetened condensed milk. Mix that all in. And next, we're going to raise the heat a little bit, and we're going to bring this to a boil, stirring consistently yet again. Remember how I said be careful not to burn the sugar? Hey, see those little black specks in there? That means I'm burning the sugar. So the temp needs to go down a little bit. Don't worry, we keep stirring, it'll melt in, but that is something we want to be cautious of. You start seeing those little black specks, just like in hard candy, it means you're burning your sugar, and you need to reduce your temperature just a little bit. So everybody, remember how I mentioned that we're going to want a very large pot? So this pot, you can see, it's only about maybe halfway full. I'm worried this pot isn't big enough. When this starts to boil, it boils violently. As the deals I read on it said, volcanically. And so, I'm worried that my pot's not big enough and that I'm going to have a big mess on my hands and that I'm going to want to die. Guess we'll see. So, as we can see, a lot of sugar is burned. Like I said, I've never made this before. I don't know what I'm doing. But I'm pretty sure it will melt back in when we hit the boil point, which as you can see, we're just now starting to hit. So we're going to wait till it boils a good amount. It's going to expand a lot. Yay. But then whenever it's ready, we'll do this till it gets to about 116 degrees Celsius. And then after that, we're going to bring it down to a simmer where we're gonna keep stirring every once in a while here, just like I am. Wait just a minute to see how the boil's doing. And then remember when I said it'd expand? Yeah, it's already at double the size. When it's reached 120 degrees Celsius, we're going to lower the heat a bit and we're going to let it simmer. It's not a full boil, but just a simmer. And as it does this, it'll slowly turn to a caramel color over 20 minutes. Hey, you know what we get to do that entire 20 minutes? If you said stir, you get a gold medal. And I thought that stirring hard candy was too much. Oh, how naive I was. So now we get to just let it sit. I lied, we get to continue stirring. Hi, this season 2, episode 1 of Baking with Beppo, the stirring. Now that it's this nice caramelly color, we're actually going to take it off the heat, move it over here, and we're just going to beat it with the wooden spoon for a bit until it starts to thicken up a bit, in which case we'll move it to a pan. Now it's transferred to the pan. As you can see, most of the black stuff did melt back in, because there was a lot more in the pan, but there is still some in there. Oops. But it's transferred into the pan now. We're going to let it sit for about 20 minutes, and then I'll come back to score it to make it easier to break apart later. While we're waiting on that to cool a bit so I can score it, I want to say thank you all to everyone who sees me on campus and is like, hey, I know you, you're Beppo. It means a lot seeing people come up to me and like, hey, I love watching your videos. It truly does mean a lot. I started this as just a joke because I was bored one day. It was like, I like hard candy. People have tasted my hard candy. Some people look at it and think that it's drugs, because I started giving the hard candy out, carrying it around in Ziploc bags. So that didn't look great at the time. Sorry, everyone in the music building who thought I was a drug dealer. So I thought, hey, if I record it, maybe people will be more likely to try it, or maybe people will just enjoy watching it. Who knows? And it's grown into this, and I'm so happy I get to make this stuff for y'all. Because honestly, I love cooking. I love baking. Sugary desserts, sweets, they're some of my favorite things to make. And I love sharing that with others. I love cooking for others. And so I thank y'all so much for the opportunity to just make things that I've not even tried, like this Scottish tablet. I've never made this before. This is brand new to me. And I've heard about it, but I've been scared to make it. So thanks to y'all for giving me the courage to try this. To try and make these new things that I've not done before. Thank you all, really, so much. And thank you, sincerely, to people like Chef Black, who sincerely helps me. I've had quite a few conversations with him just about, hey, how would I do blank? Hey, blank messed up, how should I fix it? And it's thanks to having that support there from Chef Black that I'm able to do this kind of thing. I have the confidence to try new things. Anyways, enough of that. I'll get off my soapbox now. And we're just going to wait for that to be ready to score. And now that it's scored, we just let it sit for a few hours, and then it'll be ready to eat. Thank you all so much for joining me. And I'm glad that we could get Baking with Beppo Season 2 off to a great start.